and we see floods, I need to comment.
Okay.
I said a lot of things.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Maybe I'll comment and then give my last, there's a friend of mine who's behind here. She wants to say something. But in terms of issues of floods, infrastructure and so on, one of the things that we have discovered in our research, people don't want to be relocated. Even if they are in a place where they've done baseline surveys and shown that this place is flood prone, can you please move away? Apart from the old infrastructure, weak infrastructure and not servicing, but people are not keen on moving from their ancestral land. They said, no, my father, my grandfather was buried, I can't move, even if they are aware of the dangers. And some of them, they are afraid that if you move them, they talk of grazing lands, to know, I'm accustomed to this, my farming land is here, and some of them say, no, I have a position here. What am I going to be if you relocate me to another place? So it's a whole lot of issues that we can't entirely exhaust. But you are raising quite valid points, and I think it can be, some of these ideas can be a source of funding, a sort of position papers or advocacy, punchlines that we can use to find out more about some of these intricacies and difficulties along the way. And I'll be glad to partner with you if you brought this idea and we can come up with something. My friend, let the break.
Okay, so I don't know if it's a contribution or it's a confirmation that climate change is real. But we have animals like the impalas. They reproduce, I think, in November. And we were in Wangeni and Matopos last week, and we saw few baby impalas. So what happens with the impala is they use what we call the pituitary gland to detect whether we should reproduce or not. So during November, we are approaching the rain season, so they reproduce in November, and there's plenty of food for the babies, December and January. So from our observations, we saw a few babies, meaning the pituitary gland didn't respond. Maybe they're still thinking it's winter. So that's
Actually, what you are raising, I was reading something in the morning. They are saying in sub-Saharan Africa, the gazelle family is going to greatly reduce. They're talking of the impalas, the kudus. They are going to, so flesh and blood is going to be this. Flesh and blood is going to be this. There was a last hand, let me just say that. Otherwise, won't finish. MC, please help me. I don't want to. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. My question was, I had a question, but of course it became linked to what my brother here was saying. But mine was a question regarding to human wildlife conflict. How far do you think, in your own opinion, is the government able to avoid or at least human wildlife conflict, particularly in as far as they make sure that they also take into account factors like culture, like you were saying that someone you were saying that my great grandfathers were buried here, I can't move out. So how has been culture in all those local circumstances been an obstruction or been helpful in making sure that human wildlife conflict is solved amicably?
Okay. Thank you. Maybe before I answer, I want to say something about that question.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I think in the areas that we have been to, like in Botswana and in Australia, what they do to make people more compliant in terms of minimizing human-wildlife conflict, they build nice houses and they give them huge sums of money. I'm not talking about RTGS. So what they do, they identify, they talk to the leaders first. This is the challenge. That's what they did in Botswana when they were building a new dam. They said, this is the challenge, and there were some serious funds that were allocated for people so that they can easily be moved. Okay? And it has worked in Botswana. And also in Australia, when they detected some very wild and voracious fires that way, they talked to the people, they moved them to a better place. But the challenge in Zimbabwe here is that they want to move you without something that you can live with for years. So that's the challenge. So that is why sometimes, apart from cultural connections to a particular piece of land, there is nothing significant that is being done for those communities. And when communities don't receive some sort of compensation, the same compensation that is being given to white people, millions of US dollars, they will resist. So that avenue in Zimbabwe has not been, tried to say, we are going to do this, we are going to a solar panel, a Jojo tank there, and do this and this, a farm there that will farm, and when we move, it's just simple, move, we'll build something. So it's not incentivizing enough, it's not encouraging enough. So they will always resist, because I was talking to some of them to know, we can't. We are connected to, is here, we can't. Then what do you, when you ask them, well, then you're going to be killed, your livestock, and we don't care. Some of them say that we don't care. We would rather die here than in a strange piece of land. But when you ask them, if maybe the government does this for you, they say, we can concede. That's what they say. But now that option is not there. And so it makes the whole move almost impossible. From the few people that we've interviewed and interacted in those marginal areas that are flood prone. That's what I can say. MC, thank you.